Recorded live with little or no editing, it's Defense Up War Edition. And we're in a hurry today because we just got done watching the end of the gold event. It was crazy. People were sniping each other out of that 50 spot. Lots of money being spent on that. It was a lot of fun. Check that out. I'll probably repost my stream. But we're going over Elcott's defense. They're 37 million, a free-to-play player in, I believe we said Platinum 4 in War. And we're going to grade these. We haven't done a war defense in a while, so we'll just see how we do. I got to go fast, though, because I got to pick up my kids or my internet's going to drop out. Either one's going to happen pretty soon. Team number 1 is the Tigra team. Everything looks good on this, except we want a placement swap with Thing and Coulson. Thing's just a bit tankier, especially with that extra diamond on him. So you want that next to Tigra, who's taunting all the time. Otherwise, everything on this is good. ISOs are good enough. We like it the way it is. So it's going to be an A- for this one. In room 2, we have a Superior 6, Sinister 6 combo. I really like this team. Windstorm, who's in voice right now, says that he doesn't like this composition for defense. And it's true, it's probably going to be better used on offense, but if you want to put it on defense, the sooner the better, because new teams have people struggle. They either underestimate or overcompensate, and this is probably going to get that kind of a result. So use them now if you got them. I would probably like to put Craven over the shoulder of Doc Ock, but then again, Vulture's a little bit softer than Craven is on this particular build, but in an even spacing, Craven's gonna have less stars, so it's your choice. This placement works, but I think ultimately I would like Craven over the shoulder of Doc Ock. The big change that we want, though, is Mysterio to a striker because of his new and improved basic attack, which is really good, stripping some of those positive effects off of the enemy. Otherwise, looking really good. It's a solid defense. We're going to go A- for this one as well. Over here, we have the Bug team. It's done right. It's a pretty boring cookie-cutter defense. We do switch Yellow Jacket to Striker from Skirmisher from that Pimtech team, so make sure you have the correct ISO on him. Black Widow could be a Skirmisher if you want, but we like her as a Striker because, it's going to be Ant-Man always getting the assist, so we don't need her to be placing a Skirmisher. We like her as a Striker for the extra damage. Looks good. Everything's fine. We're going to give that one an A and move on to the Asgardian team. This is done well enough. However, if you really want to take it up a notch, we could replace Thor or Mighty Thor, your choice, with Dormammu, which makes it a nightmare. Pretty much requires the Wakandans to go in and counter it. And if you're in the reactor where you have the disrupted, it ruins that counter. So just think about that. If you're in reactor, you may want to use this team with the Dormammu variant to really upset your opponent. Doolam likes to swap out Thor, but Killshot in chat likes to swap out Lady Jane there instead. Remember, you can always come watch these live so long as I have internet that's working and see the behind-the-scenes action as we go through these and be a part of helping us discuss what works and what doesn't work in these. All right, I like this team. I think it's an A, but an A+ would be the Dormammu version. And over here, we have the Rebirth team. Rebirth getting a whole bunch of bonuses for different effects in this season of War. So make sure your Rebirth is in here. And if you're watching content creators, you will notice that a lot of them are hinting that Peggy and Captain America are the ones you should invest in if you want to take this team over the top. This team will be replaced by that new Biosymbiote team, so don't go nuts. But if you want to go a little nuts, these two are where you want to put them. Elcott is definitely watching content creators and picking up on those subtle hints. Okay, ISOs look pretty good. I think that's acceptable. Some people like a little variation on like US Agent and stuff, but I think this is great. I'm gonna go ahead and give this an A+ because Elcott is watching content creators and putting that extra oomph in the people that matter. And now we're gonna move on to room 6. I kind of screwed up my mouse there because my music kept kicking out. All right, next up we have the Darkhold team with America Chavez. America Chavez speeding up Wong so that he gets to his taunt faster, and of course MLF so that she does MLF things. It's an interesting composition. It's gonna get beat by the usual stuff. The Darkhold team's getting pretty old these days, so it doesn't really matter, but this is good placement and it's a team you can use. Not many of us are using them on offense, so this team gets an A. I like this variant. Nothing special about it, but it's good enough. All right, next up we have the Unlimited team in 7, and they swapped out Phantom X with Emma. It's all right. I kind of like the evades from Phantom X in the first place. Emma's nice enough, slowing down your opponents and changing the speed on this team so that nobody goes into it with a mirror. The problem is that there's like 100,000 counters for this team at this point. Like, there's a lot of stuff that counters the unlimited anymore. It's really not a big deal. Starting to turn into an old filler kind of defense, and it's just not that exciting. I would rather reserve Emma for offense, giving you more options for different variants that you want to go into on your attacks. So for me, this is an A-. Otherwise, I like the ISOs. The placement is good enough. Some people like Gambit in the middle, and you could do that if you really wanted to. Moving on to team number 8 is the Heroes for Hire with Dormammu. Remember, we're taking Dormammu off of this team, and I think that's a good thing. What beats this team also beats this team with Dormammu, so instead, just use one of your junk pre-taunt tanks like a Red Guardian, place them next to Shang-Chi, putting Shang-Chi on an island and the other 3 on the other side of your pre-taunt tank. That eliminates that easy-to-use Dark Hunter counter that a lot of people still have collecting dust in their roster. That Dark Hunter counter can punch up like 20% onto an H4H team. So don't let your H4H team be vanilla. You don't want to do that. So this one is pretty good, but it's kind of wasting the Dormammu since what kills it with Dormammu or without. So I'd like to use Dormammu for better things. We're going to go A- here. Nice Shang-Chi with that 1 diamond on it. I like it. We have Gamma in room 9. A lot of people... Well, at least me, I thought New Warriors, because I do Crucible all the time, right? But New Warriors doesn't work on War, so don't worry about putting your Red Hulk in the center. This is good placement. The only problem is we have 3 strikers and 2 people putting out vulnerables. I would like to see either Red Hulk changed to a Raider or maybe Brawn changed to a Skirmisher would be good. There's also the all-healer variant of this team. Although at this time, we've got some powerful tunes coming out that kind of blow this team up. I don't think it's worth it to really change ISOs once you get them to ISO Blue 5, especially like this. We're using parts and pieces of this team all the time now. So use whatever ISOs are getting you mileage in other game modes. For me, I think it's an A-. I would like to see the Raider on Red Hulk. I think he's better used as a Raider in other game modes as well. Moving on to room 10 is your arena defense. We talked about this a little bit. This isn't as scary as you think. There are war variants that beat this handedly, and so it's kind of wasting the Apocalypse. I think we get Apocalypse off of this, use it for offense, put somebody else in there. Whatever plug-and-play character you want to go with your Secret Defenders. Don't use Doctor Strange. He's not a Secret Defender. He just was given the tag because, I don't know, they wanted to give him the tag for some reason. I don't know. Ask Tawna. He probably knows something about the lore. Anyways, get Apocalypse out of here. I don't like him on this. For me, this is like a B+ because Apocalypse is such a great character, and he's going to get killed along with his team because you're bringing a stepladder to Mount Everest, and you don't need to go any bigger. The team is already drawing in some good counters without Apocalypse. So, yeah, it's not too bad. So this was Elcott's defense. If you want your defense, War or Crucible featured on Defense Up, then be sure to find my links in the description to my Discord. Just message me direct with some screenshots of your defense, whether it be Crucible or War. Don't crop them, and I'll get you on that list, and we'll get you featured on Defense Up. Remember, guys, don't just have a good game. Be good to yourselves and others, too, and I'll see you next time. Bye.